So at this point, I think we all pretty much know that Apple Vision Pro is a bit hit or miss. It's not something that I use all the time, and when I do, what I'm mainly doing is watching content, doing normal computer stuff but in an AR space, or maybe playing around with a 3D game every once in a while. And so for $3,500, it makes you wonder, is this really worth it for all of that? Oh man, and you get that. Now don't get me wrong, the Apple Vision Pro is super cool and I can't wait to see where it goes, but it's not the vision for AR that everybody has. And that's why XREAL sponsored this video, because their vision for AR is a little bit different and its focus is on simplicity. And their latest move in that direction is the new XREAL Beam Pro. And I know what you might be thinking. This looks kind of like an Android smartphone. And you'd be right about that, but this thing has been built specifically for AR. Now, first of all, this thing is meant to work with XREAL's glasses. These are the Air 2 Pro, and this is already a much different experience for AR because XREAL's glasses are glasses. You look through them at the real world, not at a camera feed. They don't block your peripheral vision. They don't have an M2 chip in them. They don't cost $3,500. And there's no battery because they just run over USB-C, so I could just plug it directly into my iPhone if I wanted to, or a MacBook or a video game console, and just use it as an external display. But what makes them really powerful is the Beam Pro, because this is the brains of the operation. It runs Nebula OS, which is built on Android and is designed specifically to make things work in AR. So what is Beam Pro and how does it work? So from the front, this thing looks just like an Android smartphone. It's about the size of an iPhone 15 Pro Max. We've got a punch hole camera and it runs a fork of Android. But if we flip it over, things are very different here. You'll notice we've got these two cameras that are really, really far apart. And the reason for that, of course, is for spatial photo and video. And because these lenses are 50 millimeters apart, which is designed to mimic the distance of the human eye compared to an iPhone 15 Pro, I think they actually shoot significantly better spatial videos with a lot more depth information. But in addition to those dual 50 megapixel cameras, we have a bunch of other features tailored for AR uses. This, for example, is not a SIM card tray, but a micro SD card slot, allowing you to add up to 1 terabyte of storage. And on the bottom of the device, there are 2 USB-C ports, one for charging the phone and one for running your glasses so that you can do both at the same time. And around the side here, in addition to our usual power button and volume switch, there's this orange button. And that allows you to quickly adjust settings when you have the glasses plugged in. And once we do that, it's gonna fire up the Nebula OS controller. And this is what allows you to navigate within the glasses. You can see we have a touchpad in the center, some quick controls up top, and a home button down below. And now with the glasses on, you see a Vision Pro style grid of apps in front of you, and you can use the device as a controller. The phone's gyroscope allows it to act like a Wiimote, pointing at things on screen. And if you press this orange button on the side, it's gonna switch between anchoring the applications in place and having them follow along with the motion of your head. Now that second option is called Smooth Follow, and it sort of dampens the movement but keeps things centered in your frame of view. And that's important because these AR glasses have dual 1080p displays, which means that they're not going to be as immersive as something like Vision Pro or other headsets. So if you can center things but dampen the motion, that's really useful for watching content. The glasses have a button here to adjust the tint on the lenses. So if you are watching content, you can choose between full transparency or a pretty much complete blackout. And side note, I've worked with XREAL before. I've used these glasses to watch Netflix on a plane before the Beam Pro came out, before Vision Pro came out, and honestly, it is one of my favorite use cases. These things are so compact, they slip into your backpack, and I'll tell you what, you don't get a ton of questions, because whenever I put on Vision Pro, I know for a fact within 5 minutes someone's gonna ask me about it. But these, they just think that I'm, I guess, maybe a little bit weird. They think I'm wearing sunglasses on a plane, but hey, it's less weird than pulling out ski goggles. And in fact, that speaks to a lot of what XREAL is trying to do here with the Beam Pro and their glasses. It's a lot more simple, there's less learning curve, and it's way less bulky. I mean, take a look at Vision Pro here, just as an example. Let me go ahead and get this set up. We'll start a stopwatch, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We'll plug it in, and now we gotta wait for this thing to boot up. Yeah, all right. Put in my password. All right, 1 minute and 5 seconds. I'm now sitting here in Disney Plus, and I'm ready to go. Now let's try XREAL for comparison. And straight away, obviously, it's a lot smaller. 3, 2, 1, go. Stop. Yeah, that's a lot faster. There's just less setup and less going on here. And because the Beam Pro is just an Android-based system, you immediately get all this access to any app that's on the Google Play Store. You don't need a specific app for Vision Pro. So I'm able to open the Netflix app on here, which you still can't do on Apple Vision Pro just because Netflix doesn't want to support it. That's one of the benefits of Nebula OS being based on Android, and it still offers a surprising amount of functionality. You can pull up 2 windows side by side. You can browse through Twitter and TikTok at the same time if you want to maximize your brain rot. That's a cute cat. And honestly, I have to say they've done a pretty good job. It's a very simple operating system, and obviously it doesn't have the same advanced features for window tracking and anchoring that you'll find on Apple Vision Pro, but that's not really the goal here, is it? The goal here is access and simplicity. This full setup, including the XREAL Beam Pro and the Air 2 glasses, is less than 1/6 the price of Apple Vision Pro. And it is dead easy to use. You've got access to the Google Play Store. I could download Steam Link, and within 3 minutes, I'm streaming games from my PC directly onto the glasses. You can pull up a full web browser with split screen applications, thanks to running on a super fast Snapdragon platform with 8 GB of system memory and spatial companion processor. So it has no problem running apps and tracking multiple inputs. You've got gyroscope in the glasses, gyroscope in the phone to act as a pointer, as well as multiple touch inputs. And I really enjoy their implementation of spatial photo and video. iPhone 15 spatial videos are only really watchable on Apple Vision Pro without going through a bunch of conversion processes, but Beam Pro can be formatted in settings to watch on regular 3D displays or other standard equipment. And the spatial photo gallery is really cool for browsing through your content. So what I think XREAL Beam Pro executes on the best is that idea of getting into AR without a ton of overhead. XREAL gives users an experience of AR at a lower cost, and it exists at a price point that not a lot of others can compete with. And it feels like it has a lot of versatility. You can do productivity tasks, you can do streaming and media consumption, and you can also do gaming. So while it doesn't go quite as deep into those niches as something like Vision Pro or Meta Quest 3, I think it does a really good job at capturing what you want from an AR experience. I'm super curious to hear what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, be sure to comment and subscribe for more videos in the future. And with that, I will see you all in the next one.